Hello viewers, I am your host Rohit Khurana on Intellect Digest, and today we are back with the Gionee Pioneer 2 with a gaming and benchmarks review of the Pioneer P2 or Gionee P2. In this video I am going to play some graphic intensive games on the Gionee Pioneer P2 including the Dead Trigger, Frontline Commando, Modern Combat 4, Asphalt 7, Subway Surf and Temple Run 2. Will also give you Antutu benchmarks and Nina Mark 2 scores for this phone Gionee Pioneer P2. So if you are buying this phone and want to do some gaming on this device, we'll give you a comprehensive gaming review. Let's get started. Let's start with Asphalt 7 Heat, which is a popular racing game, is very graphic intensive in nature. This phone has only 512 MB of RAM, runs Android Jelly Bean 4.2 right out of the box, has 1.3 GHz dual core processor. This is not cut out to play games like the Asphalt 7 Heat, but still it is able to load and render the game. Let's see how the graphics go on the Gionee Pioneer P2 on Asphalt 7 Heat. This is a fairly loaded and heavy graphics game. Interestingly, it is able to play the game with ease, but the graphic rendering is not very smooth and it's not very bad either. It's somewhere in the middle. I'm able to control the car very precisely. Let's try a drift. Yes, we are able to drift as well. So the graphic rendering is okay. I would not say it's bad or it's too good. Let's try Nox. Even with the Nox, the graphics are rendering okay. It gives you a kind of punch, and we wreck the car. To my surprise, it is playing the Asphalt 7 Heat quite well. If you can do this kind of gaming with a phone which is priced around 6,500 rupees, I think it's totally worth the money that you spend on this phone. Let's move on to our next game, which is the Frontline Commando. Frontline Commando is a shooter game and has good quality graphics, touch controls and precise movements which are required for the shooting. It is not heavy graphic intensive like the Asphalt 7 Heat that we just played, but it does put some load on the CPU and GPU. So let's play this game and see how it fares on the Gionee Pioneer P2. And we get our first headshot, and we are shooting some snipers which are at distance, and we kill one more. There's one more to go, and we missed it by a small margin. We need to get some ammunition. And it does well on the Frontline Commando as well. Let's move on to our next game, which is the Dead Trigger, in which we have to shoot zombies. easily kill the zombies in this level. So it does play well on the dead trigger as well. There is no lag in graphics whatsoever. Next, let's play the Modern Combat 4 Zero Hour, which is another graphic intensive shooting game. This is much more graphic intensive, gives you much more details, and is much more into the kind of rich gaming experience that you can get out of a shooting game on an Android phone. So the Modern Combat 4 Zero Hour plays smooth and effortlessly on this device. There is no problem whatsoever playing the Modern Combat 4. So we find it fairly interesting for heavy games like the Asphalt 7, Dead Trigger, Frontline Commando, Modern Combat 4. Now let's play Subway Surf, which is comparatively lighter game and gives you lesser graphics, but it is more immersive and requires reflex action. You need to react properly and use the touch inputs very quickly to save the player. So let's have some fun with the Subway Surf here. The graphics are rendering really fine. As you can see here, the kind of color reproduction and the contrast levels on this screen that are being delivered on this phone is really impressive. It is also responding fairly fast to the touch inputs. There is no graphic stutter or lag or problems of any sort. The rendering is smooth, the touch inputs are smooth, the reaction time is quick. Next, let's try the Temple Run 2, which also uses some motion inputs along with the touch inputs. The graphics are rendering fine here too. The touch inputs are being responded well by the phone. Even the motion inputs are doing well. So it is taking the motion inputs very well as the touch inputs. All the gestures, slides, etc. are working totally fine. So the Temple Run 2, Subway Surf, Dead Trigger, Frontline Commando, all games are playing really well. Let me quickly show you the benchmark scores for your reference if you are considering this for gaming. In our benchmark test, we got a score of 10,601, which is a good score. As you can see, the CPU scores, multitasking scores, etc. are all very good. It gives you a graphic resolution of 800 by 480. In this affordable range, you will hardly find any phones with this kind of graphics performance. Let me also show you the Nina Mark II scores, which is the graphics benchmark test. And on our graphic benchmarking in Nina Mark II, we got a score of 33.1 frames per second. In terms of graphics benchmark as well as the Antutu benchmarks, this phone scores well, as well as it plays all the games like the Dead Trigger, Frontline Commando, Asphalt 7 Heat comparatively with ease compared to the other phones which are in the price segment of 6 to 7,000 rupees. This is all we have on a gaming and benchmarks review of the Gionee Pioneer P2 or Gionee P2. If you like our video, please press the like button below for more such videos. Please subscribe to our channel by pressing the subscribe button. This is your host Rohit Khurana signing off. Thanks for watching.